don't you think it's very interesting? Lawyers always seem to have selective blindness to whoever is paying them. But okay, let's continue.
You're asking a lawyer. What the hell, man? Hey, what's wrong with you, man? Sound like someone I know, man.
I'm telling you.
After being attacked, tell me that they would not investigate this.
An attorney representing Tiffany Henyard says the claims made in the lawsuits
RJ, watch this lineup. How they're lining this guy up.
are false.
I'm sure it'll be dismissed before it gets off the ground. So I don't think there's going to be much of any litigation that goes into it.
Brindley also claims a weapon was involved.
The man brought a knife into the meeting hall, and he swung that knife at Jamal Woods. People got cut. So that's a fact. And now he wants to claim that he's a victim, that the mayor attacked him. It's on video. The mayor didn't do anything to him.
Matthew Costardo says the claims about his client having a knife, not true. He says the video speaks for itself.
The use of violence against individuals who are simply advocating for transparency and accountability in the community, that's just unspeakable, and it's unacceptable.
Both men are asking for compensation for medical bills and attorney's fees, among other things. They're seeking a jury trial. Regina Waldrop, NBC5 News.
The mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard, who has already been drowning in scandals, got hit with yet another after that brawl that happened at the township board meeting. Punches were thrown. I think we saw last week when the lawyer, or Tiffany Henyard's lawyer, said that maybe pokers were pulled out. It was clear that it was a microphone, but hey, sometimes lawyers always, don't you think it's very interesting? Lawyers always seem to have selective blindness to whoever is paying them. But okay, let's continue.
You're asking a lawyer. What the hell, man? Hey, what's wrong with you, man? Sound like someone I know, man.
I'm telling you. Fair use.
So there is a new round of troubles for a suburban politician. Two men say they were injured in that brawl that happened during a public meeting last month, and they are now suing Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard and others. NBC5's Regina Waldrop is on the story. She has exclusive details tonight, speaking with both men and Henyard's attorney.
It was a jarring scene at a recent Thornton Township board meeting. This large fight erupted shortly after Jedediah Brown called Supervisor Tiffany Henyard an expletive.
Once there's this confrontation, Kamal Woods pushes and punches Lavelle Redmond. He takes a swing at him.
Both men say they were attacked and injured for exercising free speech. They also claim Henyard was a participant in the fight.
She attacks Lavelle Redmond first, hits him maybe twice, and then she goes right in onto Jedediah Brown.
I take responsibility for my part in all of this, but it's under constitutionally protected lawful activity. I can say what I want to say, but at no time should a citizen feel that they will be attacked by an elected official.
They've both filed civil lawsuits for assault, battery, and emotional distress, naming Henyard, her boyfriend, a Village of Dalton employee, Thornton Township, and South Holland Police as defendants. Both men say they filed police reports with South Holland PD, but no one arrested. We reached out to the department, but didn't get a response.
She is to be held at the same standards we all with the judicial or federal system. She's not exempt from that.
It was disheartening for me to see the police, after being attacked, tell me that they would not investigate this.
An attorney representing Tiffany Henyard says the claims made in the lawsuit
RJ, watch this lineup. How they're lining this guy up.
Suits are false.
I'm sure it'll be dismissed before it gets off the ground. So I don't think there's going to be much of any litigation that goes into it.
Brindley also claims a weapon was involved.
The man brought a knife into the meeting hall, and he swung that knife at Jamal Woods. People got cut. So that's a fact. And now he wants to claim that he's a victim, that the mayor attacked him. It's on video. The mayor didn't do anything to him. it.
Matthew Costardo says the claims about his client having a knife not true. He says the video speaks for itself.
The use of violence against individuals who are simply advocating for transparency and accountability in the community, that's just unspeakable, and it's unacceptable.
Both men are asking for compensation for medical bills and attorney's fees, among other things. They're seeking a jury trial. Regina Waldrop, NBC5 News.
Oh, who's gonna take the stand? Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
I've seen him do it.
I saw the Sharpie in his hand. It was disguised.
They lined them up lovely.
It was disguised as a mic.
It's a mess. I think we talked about it. It's turning into a mess.
Because I do understand. I mean, it's just like when people say, so as human beings, we shouldn't hit other people. Point blank, period.
Like
but
Shammy
we usually say men shouldn't hit women. Why? That's referring to a specific situation. That's referring to the specific situation where you have a man that is misusing maybe his strength, his height, to intimidate a female, and that shouldn't happen. So in those situations, you say don't hit. But if you get attacked by a woman, you can hit back. And so that's why some people they find it weird that some women find it weird when a man hit them in retaliation for you hitting the man. So you shouldn't have hit the man in the first place. So Jedediah is sounding like a woman right now to say that that they don't know that I was going there, but okay, apparently I did. You said what you said, but then you were walking away. You saw a dude looking at you, trying to start something, and you walked towards him. That's not self-defense anymore.
Yeah, he walked away and then he turned back.
Yeah, so it's not. So then in that case, he's the woman that's fighting, and then you're afraid, then you're shocked. But what he's saying is, I don't mind the dude finding that I went to fight because I said what I said. Yes, that's true. That does fall under your right to free speech. But when you walked and started a fight, then you partook in a fight, then it's not really freedom of speech anymore. You're in a different area of the law. You're causing bodily harm, or trying at least to cause bodily harm to a person. So he's not talking about that part. He's only talking about the speech part, which is freedom of speech, and the part where a mic hit him twice. So by Tiffany. And that's something entirely different, because Tiffany is an entirely different person who got involved, and that's also not self-defense. So it's a cookout gone wrong, basically.
Everyone is cooked, RJ. Everyone is cooked. I think this is starting to become, like I said, that's how I open it up. It's starting to look like a reality TV right now, because it's just people starting lawsuits, people throwing punches, people think they are Ninja Turtle. You know the Ninja Turtle, the plumber. Did you see that one? It's going blow for blow with let's. It's going blow for blow. That's exactly what this is. That was on TV. This is in oh man, at the municipality meetings. It's crazy.
You're talking about Aaron the plumber.
Aaron the plumber, yeah, the plumber guy. He was going blow for blow. Yo, I've never seen a man go blow for blow with someone of the alternative lifestyle. That was crazy. But this is the same thing. It's the same genre of TV. It just happens to be at the board meeting versus on TV. Mm-hmm. Where you and at Zeus you expect stuff like this. You don't expect to see the Zeus things at the board meeting because you think it's something serious.
Yeah,
this is the level they are stooping towards right now. It's getting lower. Is this the standard you want to set? Is this the example you want to set for people out there? The next mayor, can he pop out and show to defend himself or herself? This is the next level. That's the next step.
You're talking about we compared two different things, right? We compared a government, so a governmental body meeting to a reality TV show.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because you were talking about the Ninja Turtle. What is that from? Is that Love and
No,
Hip Hop?
that's Aaron. That's Aaron. They call him
Yeah,
the
I
Ninja
know.
Turtle.
But that's why we're doing the comparison right now. So we actually compared a reality TV show with Aaron the Plumber, aka Call Your Woman Queen, who takes off his shirt every time it gets heated.
This is crazy.
To a town hall meeting.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Is this something particular to Black people? Or do you guys think that it also happens in other communities? So in states where states that are predominantly states, townships, or cities that are predominantly white, but that the media chooses to focus on the Black community, at least a predominantly Black community, just to continue enforcing a stereotype? Because that's also a question here.
It's a new day for Dalton, RJ.
They fought again?
Yeah, probably people got drunk after winning. You know, getting drunk off the victory. You know, when people get drunk, when the uncles get drunk, you know what always happens? I can do this better than you, you sucker.
Hey man, it's not like a graceful defeat at all, right? So to get absolutely demolished, 88-12, it's a disgrace, but it also speaks to the emotions and the feelings and the opinion of the people of Dalton. Tiffany is saying that the fake news is responsible for spreading untruths, spreading lies. KaiR, what's next, man? What else do you have to say? Because to me, yeah, of course now this is just like a small, at least it's one step of the story, one part of the story that we're gonna cover. But there's also an ongoing investigation.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later on, a little bit later. But let's go back. Let's go back in time. Tiffany has been mayor of Dalton since 2021, and she came in as the strong super mayor, bold, confident leader who was gonna make a change. But over time, that superhero turned into a raggedy hero. She's been into scandals, FBI investigation, which we're going to talk about a bit later, physical fights, shutting down businesses because they didn't donate to her campaign, calling people fake news, calling out people for not supporting a Black mayor, even though everyone there was Black. I mean, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy last 2 years of her time as a mayor. But I'm gonna take a look back at a beautiful poll right here. This is what we got.
Let me check.
This is what we got. This is the poll. This is the. There are 16,500 voters, registered voters in the village of Dalton. They had a turnout of 27%. 4,000 people, 4.5 almost, came to the ballots to cast their votes. At the end, 537 people voted for her. 537. Almost 4,000 people voted for Jason. But that was 537 votes in total. Just to give you an idea, in 2021, these were the polls back then.
Ballots cast 29,000.
So I think that's for the whole precinct. So it's not specifically for Dalton, because it doesn't make it. doesn't make sense if you look at the percentages that are on the right side. But there were 1,000 votes for her back then. So they have the votes, and there were far more people showing up for this this time, because as you can see, if you count this amount, we put everything together, it's almost the whole. It's everything that even less than Jason got. So it was a major defeat. She got destroyed. That's the only way you can put it. That's the only way. And right now, Dalton is happy about this. Let's take a look. Fair use.
Their hopes for the village.
A shift in leadership now in Dalton's future. We met up with 3 longtime residents to talk about the challenges the community has faced and how it can move forward. Dan Lee has lived in the village 30 plus years.
We need to get all professionals into these department heads rather than cronies. That's where you have to start. You got to change the structure of the permits. You got to change the structure of the permit and licensing situation.
Valeria Stubbs is focused on public safety, the workings of board meetings, and attracting new businesses. She's a former trustee who's called Dalton home for 24 years.
I hope they vet a new police chief and make Dalton safe. Hopefully we will get other government agencies to help us fund our community and clean it up.
40 years, that's how long Robert Pearson has lived here.
I want to see the community return to a clean community where we have law-abiding citizens. There's ordinances in place that should govern our community. And if you follow those ordinances, this would be a beautiful place. I'd love to see the restaurants come back. Sibley was full of restaurants.
And having Village Hall completely open again, another thing residents told us they would like to see. Right now, it's just restricted to this small entryway, which only has a few seats.
It's so unfair that you go into the little 4x6 space and you have a trillion other people in there and you trying to discuss your business.
Voters with different ideas and focuses, all aimed at making their community better.
So we're talking here about basically bringing back businesses. That's going to be one of the key things that Jason will have to focus on. I think it's clear that Tiffany didn't do a lot, and whatever she did, she was trying to strong arm that restaurant. I don't know if you remember, she got the contempt of court, indirect contempt of court, I think, when she didn't sign the liquor license. She was basically trying to strong arm that restaurant to move out, so because they put up a brand new building. She was trying to strong arm them, get them to foreclosure, and then so maybe she can move in with her allegedly boyfriend. That's what I've heard on the streets. But then she got to sign it. But this is the thing. She hasn't developed the the village. It was a mess. It's only spending of money. And of course, I mean, hey, people, she's been talking about being popular, fake news, but the polls don't lie. Votes don't lie. Roger.
At least she respects him. That's what she said. She said she at least respects the outcome. She accepts it as well. She would now have to go run for president, apparently, because she said if it doesn't work, she'll go bigger
offices.
I mean, you can go for the governor.
If you lose small, you can also lose bigger. You can lose big.
Well, I disagree. You can't lose bigger. You probably won't even be allowed to compete in order to lose bigger. Because you need to have the chance to compete first. And there are other more prominent people, more qualified people to assume the positions. Now,
you're right.
We are talking about Illinois.
Not Illinois, yeah.
So Illinois also has its challenges. You also have that one in Chicago, right? Chicago also has like what's his name, Mayor something,
Mayor Folk. Oh, they called him something else in these.
Yeah.
In these I'm not gonna call him what they call him.